Alright, so we're gonna work on changing out the transmission filter in 07 Tahoe 5.3. This should be the same for flex fuels. Let's see if I can, yeah, there we go. Flex fuel and everything else. So let's see if we can get under here. So I'm gonna get out of here real quick. Alright. So I've already warmed up the car. You want to warm up the transmission to about 80, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you're wanting to get, let me see if I can get some light up here. You're wanting to take this piece off here. Alright, and a way to do that, there's a Torx. Let's see if I can get my camera up here. There is a, let's see if I can find it, Torx bit. Let's see, can we see it? It's hard to see. There it is. There's one right there, and there's another one right there. So you're gonna get those two out of the way. Those are T40s, I believe. Let me just double check. So let's see if I can put it. That works. There we go. We got a light. Be careful, it's gonna be hot down there. So that's a T40 right there. Fits perfectly in. Right there. And then right there. So you're gonna take those two bolts out, and yeah, let me do that real quick and I'll be back. Alright, so once you get that, just kind of move it up and out the way. That's all you really need to do. That's mainly to get access to all these bolts, and these bolts aren't on super tight. So what you're gonna do, loosen them slowly all the way around. Hold on. I'm gonna loosen them slowly all the way around. Let's see if I can get these. I'm sorry for the, yeah, you can loosen them slowly. I've already kind of broken some of them loose, but you can break all of them loose. Now this baffle here, you can move out the way. I'm gonna try to do it without moving this and sliding the pan out. What we're gonna do is tip it to one side, let some of the fluid out, and then once we get enough out, then we'll kind of direct the fluid. Hopefully I can show you that, but I make no promises. So let me go ahead and loosen these bolts up. Alright, so let's see, as you can see, I got most of the bolts. Let's see if I can get a good picture on there. Most of the bolts are loose. I have 4 bolts, one there, one there, one there, and then one there, and they're loose. So what I'm gonna do is slightly lower the pan forward and try to get the fluid to come out forward. I don't know if I can do this with 2 hands, so I'm just gonna do it, but you just want to be careful. Now mind you, these are 13s. Like I said, they're not tight. They shouldn't be tight. I think it only gets like 94 inch-pounds. I think it's like 8 foot-pounds, or 97 inch-pounds is about 8, a little over 8 foot-pounds of torque. So it's really not a lot of torque on these. So just do your thing. Be careful when you take the pan down. I'm gonna go ahead and do mine real quick. All right, here we go. Oh, now let's see if I can even position. That's not worth it. So as you can see, I have the pan down and forward, and it's pretty much dripping out like that. So once I got most of that drained, then I'll pull down a little bit on the exhaust and pull the pan out. Alright, I'll see you once I got the pan out. So, I found my grommet. I was leaking. This is one of the reasons why I'm changing my oil. I found that it was leaking. I made a big mess trying to take the pan out, and my grommet fell out. So I just did a rebuild on the engine, and I must have pushed through whenever I pushed my dipstick in. So I'm gonna have to replace that. I thought I had that, so here's a new grommet, and we're gonna check this oil. Chunk it in here. Say what?
Does it stink?
Huh?
Does the oil stink?
You want to smell it?
It's burnt.
All right. Ooh, looks like a lot of metal. Now, since I've had this Tahoe, I've never, ever done an oil change. And man, that's caked on there. I don't know if we can save this. Either it's gonna be due for a rebuild, but yeah, the magnet was working overtime. All right, let me clean all this up and I'll see you later. Okay, so I put some of this ATF in here. This is Dextron 6, I believe, and it's already dark. I had to fix a grommet on here, and I had to loosen up the bolt that's on the back of the transmission, and then lift up on it, put the grommet into the transmission, and then push that, and made sure to align it, because if you don't align it, the problem I had last time was that it pushed the grommet through the transmission. So make sure you are careful when putting the grommet on. But that's where I was leaking my fluid out, was at the bottom part of this dipstick tube where the grommet sits in. Hey, hey! No, he's inside. Oh, is he? Yes. Happy birthday! Okay. So, filled up with a full container, and I'm just gonna let it run. 1 US gallon, I think it's about, what, 4 quarts or so. So, I'm gonna let it run. Typically, fill up is about 5 quarts. I'm gonna shift to the gears first, and then add oil a little bit later. I'm gonna wait till it warms up to about 80. So this is what I wanted to show you inside. Alright, so when you're inside, alright, now normally I want to say that, like, if you're on the blank, you have the odometer, right? You're gonna scroll through until you see trans temp. So that right now it's at 177. That's just letting you know the temperature. Now there's 2 levels. When it's cold, you're supposed to measure from, I believe it's 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit if it's cold. And then I think when it's hot, it's supposed to be 160 to, like, I think 200 and something. I'll get the right facts on that, the right specs on that here on the video. I'll put it up. But that's when you'll look at the cold mark on the dipstick. So we're just gonna cycle through the gears, and I'm just, even though this probably doesn't matter here, just cycling through. Everything is good. So I'm about 81. It sounds like it's actually going into gear pretty well when I go from drive, neutral. So you want to check this while the engine is running. not while it's off. So let's go ahead and check it now while it's at 82. I'm pretty sure that is low. But let's take a look. Check it one time. So at the cold mark, it looks. Let me get this stable. Let's see if I can. There we go. Kind of looks like I'm good. But let's I'm gonna fill up with just a little bit more, just 1 quart. Keep doing that. I'm supposed to wipe it off. Okay, let me see if I can put this somewhere. I'm gonna sit by the tank real quick. Here, give me a second. Alright. So that's what it's actually showing. Let's see if I can get it on the cold. So I'm gonna put 1 more quart in. Let's do that. Give me a second, I'm gonna do that here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. A little bit more. Alright, that's a quart right there. Alright. Good to go. Gonna wipe this off. And we're gonna go check the transmission temperature before we check it. So let's go check that real quick. So we're at 90. So we're still in a good range for cold. Once it gets past 90, drive it around and just go ahead and get up the transmission up to temp. And let's see where that put us. Yeah, that looks like that's pretty good. I'm gonna wipe that off. Oh, shucks. Almost. Try to get away from me. This is tough. Dang. Holding the phone and trying to do this at the same time. So I'm looking at it and I'm gonna put it against that. Here we go. So that looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do at this point, I am gonna actually get it up to temp. I'm gonna go drive it around a little bit and see if that worked. So I'm gonna do this because I don't want this off. I just took this off to make it easier for me to. Alright, shut this down. Okay. Make sure nothing is in the way. I don't have the well in here, but that should be okay. That won't give me any problems. This probably would though. Alright. So, my bad, I'm all over the place. So I'm gonna cycle through one more again. Let me take my glove. Alright. My bad. Alright, I had to take my gloves off and get some things off the car. So I'm just trying to go through the gears a bit. Let's hope for the best. All right. And drive. So we're gonna go this back way out and kind of roll around. So it kind of got away from me right there. Ooh. Through the gears really well. First it got away from me. Turn into this school parking lot to turn around. To 60. Let's see if I can go out this way up here. Looks like I am able to shift really well. So that's a I'm noticing that low gear, it seems to pick up. So, let's see if I can. Yeah, let's see what it's doing. slipping. Now it's just slipping. So let's do this. Slow down and I'm gonna try to shift into gears. See what gear is giving me the issue. Well, it looks like I need a new transmission. It's not fun. Well, that's that. All that work, I was hoping, just crossing my fingers, but it didn't work. So at least I know how to change the transmission filter. About to learn how to change out a transmission. So yeah, that's how you change out a transmission fluid and filter. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll get back with you on what I'm gonna do with this transmission. Till next time, peace.